Hey gorgeous, welcome to Way Society. My name is Lindsay and in this video we are talking all about money mindset for hairstylists. So just a little backstory, I have been a hairstylist since I graduated school of Paul Mitchell in Costa Mesa in 2009. I was a commissioned stylist for a year and then I felt like I built up my clientele enough and I wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I was a booth rent. I switched to booth rent and I've been a booth rental stylist ever since, but I don't feel like my career really started until I moved to Austin, Texas in 2016, and that's when I invested in a business program and my life completely changed. And then I got into personal development and my life changed even more, and I'm still changing and evolving and growing, and that's why I'm here. Is I want to share everything that I've learned and everything that has helped me get to where I am. And I'm right there with you. Like I'm still working on this and it's something that I'm still doing, but I wanted to share some aha moments with you that have helped me. My money mindset has been real crappy. It hasn't been good. My family grew up in a single income. My dad was a respiratory therapist. My mom stayed at home and homeschooled my sister and I. And I always felt like we weren't like, we weren't, I don't really know what our social status was, but we had food to eat. We had a roof over our heads. Like, we weren't in dire situation, but I always felt like my dad was always like, you have to work hard to make money, and there was never enough. Like my mom, it always felt like she was stressed out about money, and it didn't feel like we had as much as my friends. We would shop at Goodwill, nothing wrong with that, but that's just where we shopped, and I would notice my friends had like better clothes than I did. They seemed to have more money. Like, my parents never really got us anything for holidays or birthdays or anything like that. So it was just kind of like, something you notice as a kid and you're like, interesting. So I started working when I was 16, and I think mainly it was because of freedom. I wanted freedom to be able to buy my own things and do my own things, and I knew that to get out of my house I needed money. And so I think that for me it was more of a like freedom thing, survival thing, get me the F out of my house because I'm over it, so I need money. And I feel like I really only strived just to get by. I never really thought that I could make more than enough. Maybe it was because I grew up in a place where I didn't really ever have more than enough. We had enough, but not more than. I didn't really know what that meant. And so during my whole life, I've never made more than 25K, and I've been in debt, and for some reason I always had enough to get by, but I never had more than enough. And it's been something I've struggled with, and I've struggled with money. I haven't been very good with my money in my life, and I've realized now that for me, I feel like money is energy. And first of all, thinking about it that way makes me feel better about it because when you think about, I used to think that money was finite, that there was never enough, that I couldn't even dream about having more than what I was making, and you had to be like a rich person to get there, and I never strived or even thought about getting there. So the way I think about it is that we are all energy. You are energy, I am energy, the world's energy, and however you want to break that down scientifically, I know there's a way, but in my head it's just like, okay, we're all energy. It's simple for me. So if I'm energy and money is energy, it's just a thing, but we've put a price on it, and it's really just pieces of paper, and they're making it all the time. Money is never going to run out. We're always going to have it. Like, we survived in life before we had money, and we'll survive after, when money is not even a thing anymore at some point, which I feel like could totally happen. But anyways, I feel like our thoughts and our emotions contribute to the energy that you're emitting, because that's just how I think about it. If you haven't watched my video on thoughts and emotions, I would highly suggest going and checking that out first and then coming back to this episode, because it might make a little bit more sense. But I feel like our thoughts create our emotions, and if we're feeling bad about something, I also feel like attracts like, and the energy that you put out comes back to you like a magnet. So if you think about it that way, if you're feeling really crappy about money, or you're like, I don't deserve money, I'm not worthy of money, money sucks, money's the root of all evil, all of these thoughts, then it kind of makes sense that you won't have a lot of money, because that's what you believe. And that's the thing that's hard to wrap your mind around. It's like, oh my God, I've been the one holding me back from making more money because of what I'm thinking. I believe that that's true, and I've seen that in my own life, and I've been working on it in my own life, and I've seen it, and I've seen the beliefs that I have around money, and I've seen it affect me. And I feel like our emotions have to match what we want. Let's say right now you make $5K a month, and you want to make, let's just say $8K, because that's pretty reasonable, right? That's like $3,000 more than what you're making now. So you want to make $8K a month. So you're thinking in your head, okay, I want to make $8K. And then you think about that for a minute, and you start thinking, ooh, how fun will that be to have $8K? Like, what else would I do with that money? Like, you really think about it. You think about what your life would be like. How would you act? What would you do? Like, how would you tip when you go out? Would you go out more with your friends if you had more money? What would you do with that extra money? You start thinking about that. What would your life be? You're like, okay, cool. And then 2 days later, you check your bank account, and you're like, oh, I don't have any money. I don't have any money. I'm broke. I suck. And then you're in that emotion. And so to me, logically, it's like, okay, it kind of makes sense that right now you make $5K a month, and $8K isn't that much more. But when you check your bank account, you're getting into these emotions and these feelings, and then the thought trains go, and you have all these other thoughts. And to me, what that does is it puts you in this situation to where you can't think of a good idea. If you're a hairstylist, there are so many ways that you can make extra money. Unless you're fully booked, you can get more clients, you can do more add-ons, you can sell more retail, you can have a referral program and have your friends or have your clients send their friends to you. There's so many ways that we can make more money. But when we're thinking about how we don't have money, we can't think about how we can make money. And I think that's it, is that, yeah, I'm not saying that your bank account isn't real. Your bank account's real. And I get those feelings when you check your bank account. You're like, oh no. The thing to do is to just say, that's my reality now, but how am I going to change that? And it's about putting it into action. Just like we talked in the confidence episode, when we build confidence, then we're able to level up. And it's about creating space in your head to get those feelings so that you can level up. To me, that's what money mindset is all about. It's about thinking better thoughts, feeling better about it. And anytime you catch yourself feeling bad about it, start thinking that thought that made you feel good about it again, so that you feel good about it. And when you feel good about it, it opens your brain up so that you can get more ideas. I have been doing this for the past 3 or 4 days, where every time I'm thinking a bad thought, I'm like, nope, I'm not going to entertain that thought. I'm going to jump off that thought train, and I'm going to think something different. It doesn't change my situation in the moment. Yeah, that thing that originally bummed me out is still there, but I'm choosing to think about something different. And I can't even tell you how many ideas I've had since I started doing that, because it frees up your mind to think about something different. When you're thinking about the problem all the time, you can't think about the solution. And I think that is the trick with money mindset. That, and working through your limited money beliefs. So there's a lot of beliefs around money. Some of them are, the money is the root of all evil. Money isn't that important. I'm not good with money. I can't afford it. You have to work hard to get money. It's selfish to want money. All of these things are things that we say, and that shows our belief system about it. And I mean, when you think about it that way, it kind of makes sense that you don't have money, because if that's what you believe at the root of your core, in your subconscious, you're saying that, so that means you believe it at your core, then it makes sense that you wouldn't do anything to make more money, because that's how you believe. You believe that money is the root of all evil, so why would you want more money? Because it's evil. But yet, we want more money. So it's like, it's so confusing sometimes to think about this, and I go way more in depth on my podcast episode about this. It's season 3, episode 4. You check that out if you want to get more information on this. But the things that I wanted to share with you are our thoughts and our feelings and our emotions around money are so important. If you want more money in your life, you've got to become a detective, and you've got to think about what you're thinking about when you think about money and notice how you feel when you think about money, and change the way you feel. And how do you change the way you feel? You change your thoughts. Really quickly, I want to share my affirmation with you. I try to say this every day, and I've memorized it to where if I'm feeling bad about money, I try to say this in my head. And the thing that I say is, I am one with the infinite riches of my subconscious mind. It is my right to be rich, happy, and successful. Money flows to me freely, copiously, and endlessly. I am forever conscious of my true worth. I give of my talents freely, and I am wonderfully blessed financially. And it is wonderful. See how I put all those emotions? Like, I literally do that. I feel it. How does it feel? How does money feel to me when I'm saying these things? And I've said this over and over and over and over and over again to where I actually believe it. And I can recall it really quickly. And it's amazing when you do that. But it's attaching the feeling to the affirmation. So here are some other things that you can do to work on your money mindset. And like I said, I talk way more about this on the podcast, but I just wanted to share it with you right now. The first thing is, be clear on your goals, dreams, and intentions. If you don't know what you want, think about what you don't want, and then you'll probably figure out what you do want. The next thing is to stay in high vibrations, high energy, not high energy in like, doing things, but high energy in emotions. Stay in higher emotions. I talk way more about this on the podcast, but for all the entrepreneurs out there, this is a really good one. Realize that the more money you have means the more impact you're making. It is so amazing to think about it that way, because when you think about the money exchange, this person is paying you money for a service that you gave and for how you made them feel. And if you make them feel amazing, they're going to feel amazing paying you. And that is a great energy exchange. I could go way further into that, but I will in another episode, or I do on my podcast. I can't really remember. The next thing, catch and rephrase. If you say, I can't afford it, say, nope, I can't do that thing, or I don't want to do that thing right now. I'm choosing to spend my money in a different way, but not I can't afford it. Subconscious programming. I listen to abundance meditations almost every night, and I feel like it has worked because it's programming your subconscious, and that is where a lot of these things lie. And remember, 95% of what we think is unconscious in our subconscious. So when you program your subconscious to think differently about money, that helps you. Visualizations, including all your senses. When you visualize something, visualize how it's going to feel to have $3,000 extra in your bank account. What are you going to do? Are you going to go to eat? What activities are you going to do? Where are you going to go? How's it going to feel? How's it going to smell, taste, touch? As many senses that you can add to that just expands the experience. And I talk a little bit more about some other things to do on my podcast, so go check that out if you want. But a few things to remember when you're doing this work. Be kind to yourself. It's not your fault. You were programmed about money more than likely from childhood. It wasn't your parents' fault. It just is, but it's something that we have to work really hard at because we've been thinking these things for so long. And that's okay. And your limited money beliefs, that's just awareness. Becoming aware that you have these beliefs doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes you aware that you have this thought, and yay, you can change it. So I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you got something from it. If you did, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. What do you think about money? And let me know, are there any money mindset tricks or tips that you have for us? Because we would love to hear it. And make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss out on any videos. Go follow me on social media. I'm Way Society. If you're a hairstylist, head to my website, www.waysociety.com. I've got a freebie for you, and it's all about 5 ways on how to make more money behind the chair. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you have a wonderful day, gorgeous. I'll talk to you later. Bye.